Deep in the abyss, a ghost of the sky awaits. Let's see what secrets you're hiding under those barnacles.
The ocean has claimed every inch of this fuselage. It's a living reef now.
Look at that, the cockpit is still intact. It's like the pilots just stepped out into the blue.
Decades of silence. Today, we break it. We're bringing you home.
Scanning for structural weak points. We can't let her break apart during the lift.
Steady hands, these wings haven't felt tension in decades. Time to bring this Titan back to the light.
She's moving. The silt is clearing. Hold your breath, everyone.
First time those engines have moved in 50 years. Welcome back to the world of the living.
Steady hands, people. We're not just moving metal, we're moving history. Don't let her slip now.
Time for a little surgery. We need to separate the cockpit before the main lift. Careful with those sensors. Touchdown! Welcome back to the surface, old girl. You've been missed.
Sailing into the sunset with a legend on board. Not a bad day at the office, eh?
From the bottom of the ocean to the belly of a creature. Next stop, the Restoration Bay.
She's seen better days, but the bones are good. Let's see what secrets you're hiding under all that salt.
Time for a deep exfoliation. Let's get these barnacles off and see the real skin of this beauty. Look at this. Decades of ocean life, gone in seconds. We're finally seeing the metal again, and it's in better shape than I feared.
Scanning for structural fatigue now. The salt water is a silent killer, but we'll find every weak spot before we even think about flight.
The nose is the face of the plane. Let's give it a proper wash before we start the heavy surgery. Every rivet tells a story. These engines have seen better days, that's for sure. Removing this coral is like peeling back layers of history. It's a slow process, but necessary.
The interior is a total mess. Seaweed, silt, and old insulation. It's a long way from its glory days as a luxury transport.
Applying the decorrosive foam now. This stuff is magic. It eats through the deep-seated salt and grime, but keeps the precious aluminum safe. Scrub-a-dub-dub. Every single inch needs to be spotless before the first new rivet is even touched. No shortcuts on this bird. Grinding down the deep oxidation, we need a perfectly clean surface for the new skin panels to bond. This is where the real restoration begins. First step, the deep clean. We're blasting away decades of Atlantic grime to see what's actually left of this bird's face. These barnacles are like concrete. You have to be careful not to gouge the aluminum while you're evicting the previous tenants.
Mapping the skeleton. We need a perfect digital twin to identify every warped rib and cracked stringer before we start the heavy lifting.
The wing roots are the worst. Salt gets trapped in the joints and turns into a rock-hard crust. It's stripping the brain. Most of these instruments are beyond saving, but they'll serve as templates for the new glass cockpit we're planning.
Easy does it, Marcus. This stuff is heavier than it looks when it's soaked in 70 years of seawater.
This is where the magic happens. A full LiDAR scan of the interior gives us a sub-millimeter map of the entire airframe. No secrets left.
The Pratt & Whitney R2000. A masterpiece of engineering, now a lump of iron. But we've got the original blueprints.
Time to see what's left under all that salt. This laser scanner is our time machine. It maps every dent and crack. Look at this. 70 years on the ocean floor has turned high-grade aluminum into wet cardboard. We're stripping her down to the bones. Hey, check the spar on the port side. If the main beam is cracked, she'll never fly again. We're looking for microscopic fractures that the naked eye would miss.
He does it, and there she goes. The nose is a total loss, but it's out of the way now. Clear path to the cockpit controls.
Painting with light. This blue grid is our blueprint. It tells the CNC machines exactly how to cut the new skin so it fits like a glove.
Blast it all! We're stripping away decades of corral and grime.
It's messy work, but you can't build a future on a dirty past.
These barnacles are like concrete. It takes a diamond-tipped grinder just to see the metal underneath. Hard work, but she's worth every spark.
The intake looks solid. A little more cleaning, and we can start the transplant. From a shipwreck to a Sky Queen, one rivet at a time. Time to peel back the years. This corrosion is deep, but the bones are still good. Out with the old, in with the new.
Scanning for structural integrity. Every rib tells a story of 1,000 flights. We need to make sure they're ready for 1,000 more.
Blasting away decades of salt and grime. It's like a spa day for a warbird, just a bit more abrasive. Foam on. This specialized solvent eats through the oxidation without hurting the aluminum. Science meets history.
Scrub-a-dub-dub, a plane in a tub. Come on, let's get those stubborn spots. She's starting to shine already.
Polishing her up to a mirror finish. You can almost see the clouds reflecting in her skin again.
This section is too far gone. We'll fabricate a fresh panel. Precision is key when you're rebuilding a legend.
Mapping the skeleton. This laser scan gives us a perfect 3D model for the new skin. High-tech tools for a vintage beauty. Alignment is key. If the nose isn't straight, nothing else will be. The digital model says we're spot on.
Checking for hidden cracks. These ribs have carried thousands of tons. We need to make sure they're still up for the job.
New floors for a new life. Every rivet has to be perfect. This is the foundation of the entire cabin.
The brain of the bird. This panel will house everything from vintage dials to modern avionics. A bridge between eras.
Cleaning 70 years of dust. These instruments tell the story of every flight. We're bringing that story back to light.
Like a giant puzzle, each dial has its place. Seeing the panel fill up, that's when it starts feeling like a real airplane again.
Modern comfort in a classic shell. This insulation will keep the cabin quiet and warm, even at 30,000 feet.
Nervous system. Miles of wire to connect every light, sensor, and motor. It's a labyrinth, but we've got the map. Look at this. We're weaving the nervous system of a giant. Miles of copper and insulation to make sure every light and sensor talks to the brain.
Time to wrap her up. This insulation is the difference between a cozy flight and a freezing, noisy nightmare. Snug as a bug.
Foundation time. These floor panels have to be rock solid. You don't want to be walking on air at 30,000 feet, do you?
Walls are up. Suddenly, it's not just a skeleton anymore. It's starting to feel like a real cabin. Home away from home.
And then there was light. Installing these overheads is the aha moment. It really brightens up the place, literally.
Back in the hot seat. Getting these rudder pedals aligned is precision work. The pilot's feet are the final word in control.
Check that out. Smooth as silk. If these pedals don't move right, the whole bird is just a very expensive lawn ornament. The crown jewel. This overhead panel is where the magic happens. Switches, dials, and pure power. Almost ready for takeoff.
Let's give this creature some legs. Installing the rudder pedals now. Without these, we're just a high-speed bus with no steering. Precision is key.
Heartbeat check. Every single switch needs a pulse. It's a copper spiderweb up here, but I've got the map. Let's see if she's alive.
The muscle of the machine. Dropping in the throttle quadrant, push these levers forward, and the horizon comes to you. Feel that power.
The ultimate connection, installing the control yokes. This is the direct link between the pilot's soul and the sky. It has to be perfect.
Smooth as silk, no grinding, no sticking, just pure, unadulterated mechanical harmony. She's starting to feel like a real plane again.
My partner in crime is handling the heavy lifting on the floor. Teamwork makes the dream fly. We're closing the gaps, one bolt at a time.
Switch test. Lights, power, action. Hear that click? That's the sound of a legend waking up from a long, long nap.
Tying it all together with the center console housing. Look at that. The cockpit is finally looking like a cockpit again. We're almost home.
Look up. The brain of the plane is getting its skull. These overhead panels are a nightmare of wires, but we're getting them sorted. Watch your step. We're laying down the foundation. A solid floor means a solid flight. No more holes to fall through.
Keeping it cozy. This insulation will keep the pilots warm at 30,000 feet. It's like wrapping the cockpit in a giant, high-tech blanket.
And then there was light. Check that out. Every bulb is a sign of life returning to this old bird. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Privacy, please. The cockpit door is finally back on its hinges. It's the final barrier between the crew and the rest of the world.
The eyes of the tiger. Fitting the external window frames is precision work. 1 millimeter off, and we've got a whistle at high speed.
Tick-tock. Every gauge tells a story. Fuel, altitude, speed. We're bringing the data back to life. Almost ready for takeoff.
The cockpit is coming together. Every wire, every switch, it's a puzzle from the past we're finally solving.
The skeleton of this creature needs to be perfect. If the frame isn't straight, she won't fly true. Precision is our middle name. Lasers don't lie. We're aligning the future with the past here.
Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty, grinding away decades of corrosion to find the strength beneath.
Modern tech meets vintage steel. This CNC is carving out parts that hadn't been made in 50 years.
Layout is everything. Measure twice, cut once, and pray the metal behaves the way you want it to.
Rhythm of the rivets. It's the heartbeat of the restoration. One by one, we're making her whole again.
Look at that alignment. Perfect. She's starting to look like a plane again, isn't she?
Scanning the old girl's scars. Every dent tells a story, but we're writing a new chapter.
Precision is the name of the game. If it's off by a hair, it doesn't fly.
Laser straight. That's how she was built, and that's how she'll be again. Easy does it, steady, there.
Fits like a glove.
The skeleton is strong again. Now we just need to give her some skin.
Floor's coming along, solid as a rock.
Keeping her warm and quiet. It's the little things that make a flight comfortable.
The nervous system is going in. Miles of wire to bring her back to life. Giving her some inner beauty. These panels are the final layer before the magic happens.
Look at that. From a hollow shell to a pristine sanctuary. We're getting there, folks.
Let there be light. Wiring up the overhead so our passengers aren't flying in the dark.
Solid ground.
Installing the floor panels, this is where the journey truly begins.
First class comfort coming right up. These seats have seen some history, and they're ready for more.
A room with a view. Snapping the window frames in. Can you imagine the clouds passing by?
Looking good, looking real good. Every seal must be perfect. Safety first, always. And finally, the overhead bins. Plenty of room for your dreams. And maybe a small carry-on. Boom, let there be light. We're swapping those old flickering bulbs for some high-tech LEDs. It's like the plane just woke up from a 70-year nap. Window panels? Check. We're officially moving from rusty metal tube to luxury sky lounge. Look at that curve, perfection. Interior? Flawless. It smells like new leather and victory in here. Now, let's go wake up the brain of this creature.
Welcome to the Nerve Center. Hundreds of wires, thousands of connections. If I get this wrong, we're just a very expensive radio.
Oh, baby, that yoke is butter smooth. No more ocean sand grinding in the gears. She's ready to dance again.
Gauges are dancing. Everything is in the green. It's like the heartbeat of a legend coming back to life.
Click-clack. Fuel? Check. Hydraulics? Check. Electrics? We are officially all systems go. Can you feel the energy? She's done. From a ghost on the ocean floor to a queen of the clouds. Next stop, the horizon.
Look at that. She's starting to remember who she is. This isn't just metal. It's a mirror for the clouds.
Easy does it, partner. One more piece and she's airtight.
We're building a time machine here, not just a plane. First-class treatment coming right up. If these bins could talk, they'd tell stories of 1,000 journeys. Let's give them 1,000 more. Red to red, blue to... Wait, just kidding. This old girl's heart is starting to beat again. Can you feel the electricity?
There she is, the mark of a legend. Wear it proud, girl. You're the fiercest thing in the hangar tonight.
Mirror, mirror on the prop. Who's the fastest bird on the block? You are, sweetheart. You are. Wakey, wakey. Rise and shine, beautiful. Look at those lights. Oh, she's alive. She's actually alive.
Check that out. From the bottom of the sea to the top of the world. We did it. Now, let's go find that horizon.
Installing the brain center. Every switch here tells a story of 1,000 flights. Let's give them a new chapter.
Most important part of the plane, the kitchen. Because nobody wants to fly across the ocean on an empty stomach.
Lining up the throne room. If these seats aren't perfectly straight, I'll hear about it from the passengers for the next 20 years.
Locking them in. These seats aren't going anywhere, even if we connect a pocket of air the size of a mountain. Framing the view. Soon, these windows will be showing us the clouds instead of the hangar walls. Check those seals, brother. We want the air staying inside where it belongs. Looking sharp.
Final touch of comfort. From a rusted shell to a flying palace, she's ready to show the world what she's made of.
Think of this as the plane's nervous system. Every wire, every pulse. It's what brings this metal creature back to life. Let's see if we have a heartbeat.
The brain is finally back in the skull. Time for the moment of truth.
Lights on, baby.
Look at that glow. She's waking up.
The throne is set. Every captain needs a proper seat to command from. It's not just a chair, it's the best view in the house.
A happy crew is a fed crew. Installing the galley, because even at 30,000 feet, you need a decent cup of joe. Stainless steel perfection.
Lasers don't lie. If these tracks are off by a millimeter, the whole cabin feels wrong. Precision is the difference between a plane and a masterpiece.
Giving the old girl her eyes back. These windows have seen the world, and soon they'll be seeing the clouds again.
Last of the overhead bins going in. It's starting to look less like a workshop and more like a luxury liner. We're in the home stretch now. Side panels are going in. This insulation is top-notch, and it's going to be the quietest ride this old bird has ever had. No more rattling at 30,000 feet.
Moving to the front office, the main panel frame is a perfect fit. This is where the magic happens, where the pilot and the machine become one. Look at these beauties. Original analog gauges, fully refurbished and calibrated. They don't make them like this anymore. Pure mechanical precision.
The spaghetti phase. Every wire has a home, and every connection must be perfect. One wrong move, and we're back to square.
Pilot seats are locked and loaded. Comfort meets history. These are the best seats in the house, ready for the captain to take command. Overhead panel is the final piece of the puzzle. It's a tight squeeze up here, but we've got it. All systems are officially connected. Moment of truth.
Let there be light. Look at that glow. She's alive, boys. She's finally alive. All that hard work just paid off.
Final systems check. Everything is green across the board. She's ready to fly, boys. Every switch, every dial, it's perfect. Can you believe this is the same plane we found underwater? From a rusted shell to a flying palace.
Yeah.
This is what thousands of hours of passion looks like. Look at that shine. You could shave in that reflection. She's the belle of the ball now, and she's going to turn every head in the sky. Final signature. This is for all the history she's seen and all the miles she has left to go. She's officially back on the active roster.
Clear, prop, 2.
Throttles forward, B1, rotate. Here we go, girl. Back to the sky where you belong. Feel her pull, she wants to fly. She's airborne, look at her go. She handles like a dream, just like the day she rolled off the assembly line. A masterpiece in motion.
The Flying Tiger lives again. History isn't just in books. Sometimes it's right there in the clouds.